In 2021, Disney offered us up their regular serving of gorgeous animated features, big blockbuster flicks, and smaller streamer-exclusive content. All in all, the studio released 12 family-friendly movies, which provided some much-needed escapism. Before we get into this, don't forget to hit that like button down below. It does wonders in getting my content out there, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to keep up to date with all my content. In this video, I aim to rank all 12 Disney family-oriented features released in 2021 in order of my own personal preference. Here, I will be omitting all of 20th Century Studios' more adult-focused features, many of which originated outside of Disney, though we'll be including 20th's Free Guy and Ron's Gone Wrong, both of which were heavily promoted as Disney flicks and relied greatly on Disney IP. Also excluded here is Spider-Man No Way Home. While produced in part by Disney, this is a Sony release. With that, let's get into it. Kicking us off at number 12, Home Sweet Home Alone. Disney's modern-day remake, reboot, sequel of Home Alone is quite simply a modern-age carbon copy of the original film, but is easily the franchise's best entry since the 1990s, though that isn't really saying that much. Offering some surprisingly decent laughs and enjoyable moments, it's a movie that has the child audience at heart, offering very little for older fans. At the end of the day though, it's a decent flick and nothing less than a piece of harmless entertainment. 11. Flora and Ulysses. Working as a terrific parody of superhero movies and absolutely loaded with comic book references, Flora and Ulysses is an incredibly competent action-adventure with a wonderful cast. It's a delightfully charming flick for the kids, offering plenty of cutesy moments and over-the-top humour, much of which is legitimately hilarious and enjoyable. However, with its deeply existential nature, brimming with heart, superheroics and classic Disney magic, it's one that has an incredible amount to offer for even the oldest in the family. 10. Encanto. A bright, lively and heartfelt slice of Disney magic, with stunning visuals and incredibly fun characters. Disney delivered yet another fantastic cultural exploration with great messages, morals and themes, this time turning a lens on the beautiful people and lands of Colombia. However, one can't help but feel Disney's most recent formula is starting to feel a little tired and predictable. This sadly feels like a movie we've seen a dozen times before, but better. 9. Ron's Gone Wrong. A delightfully beautiful buddy comedy for the whole family, which boasts a super charming story about friendship, acceptance and individuality in an incredibly original and modern way, with plenty of hilarious moments for the kids and a deeper meaning for the adults, which I didn't see coming. Locksmith Animation nails a terrific formula on their first outing and proves that they are a studio to watch. Unfortunately, they won't be sticking with Disney's 20th Century Animation for their future films. 8. Marvel's Eternals. This is one that I was never entirely excited about, but nonetheless still felt like an incredibly lackluster entry in the MCU. While I did like Eternals, I unfortunately didn't love it. It's long and clunky, and big stretches just seem too ambitious and grandiose for a single feature film. While there are decent performances in here, I likewise found very little connection with any of the characters, though many of them are ones I'm excited to see more of given their narrative potential. Regardless, this behemoth of a picture is a hugely welcome and refreshing entry in the MCU, which pushes the franchise into whole new cosmic territory. 7. Marvel's Black Widow. A pulse-pounding, action-packed espionage thriller and the long-awaited solo project for one of our favourite OG Avengers. Black Widow is an incredibly enjoyable entry in the MCU franchise, giving us some long-needed backstory and closure for Natasha Romanoff's story arc. More of an ensemble film than a solo film, Black Widow is filled with fantastic characters, most notably Yelena, portrayed by the scene-stealing Florence Pugh. Filled with all the heart, warmth and humour we've come to expect from MCU projects, this is an incredibly worthy and intimate solo film. 6. Raya and the Last Dragon. An epic Disney action-adventure cut from the mold of Renaissance-era classics, Raya moves at an exciting breakneck speed and is loaded with terrific action sequences, which stand as some of the best in the Disney canon, and some expectedly beautiful character moments. However, due to its speed and absolutely overstuffed narrative, Raya never truly gives its audience enough time to fully connect with the wonderful roster of eclectic characters, who each, with a little breathing room, could easily carry their own film. Regardless, it's an enjoyable romp, sporting dazzling animation and great performances. 5. Free Guy. One of the most surprisingly fun and exciting movies in recent memory, Ryan Reynolds brings his trademark sardonic humour to the role of Guy, delivering one of his most memorable characters ever. Of course, it's a movie designed for gamers, but even those with the most casual gaming experience will love the Easter eggs and references absolutely littered throughout. For me, this could be the greatest video game movie ever, simply as a love letter to the art form. Filled with hilarious moments, a stellar cast, enormous heart, and pure joy, Free Guy is an instant action comedy classic. 4. Marvel's ShangChi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Perhaps one of the year's biggest surprises for me, ShangChi is a film that over-delivered on what it promised us, filled with some of the MCU's greatest action scenes and fantastical elements that I simply did not see coming. The film moves the franchise into welcome new territory as it continues to forge a path forward for the MCU's fourth phase, introducing us to new characters, many of which I'm dying to see more of, and mixing in some classics. It's a terrific entry that at no moment feels out of place or distant. 3. Cruella. One of the single most inventive, unique, and extravagant of all Disney remakes, Cruella is a big, bombastic flick told with wicked style and sickly twisted humour. One of few prequels in the bunch, the film takes the chance to tell a wholly new story, setting up and shining sympathetic light on one of Disney's most wicked villains. Emma Stone plays the role with incredible pizzazz and lights up the screen with one of the most powerhouse performances of this franchise. Vastly superior to the 90s Dalmatians, Cruella is simply a shiny piece of explosive fun. 2. Luca. An absolute delight, bursting with pure radiance. Luca may be one of Pixar's simplest efforts, but where it lacks in grandiose spectacle, it makes up for in small-scale intimacy. When the movie does dive into more fantastical realms, it absolutely excels. Underwater sequences and daydream fantasies are filled with stunning visuals and narrative joy. Exploring ideas of pure friendship and hitting on themes of social prejudice and the longing to fit in, Luca is a much deeper and more meaningful piece than it may let on, packing an incredibly powerful punch. And coming in as my number one favourite Disney movie of 2021, Jungle Cruise. A pure adrenaline-filled thrill ride loaded with classic action and adventure and led by two extremely talented and charismatic leads. In the tradition of Disney's Pirates films, Jungle Cruise is a pulpy romp akin to adventure classics of the past, and 3 viewings later, I'm insanely happy to say it still holds up and gets even better on every single rewatch. It's the movie I have been dying for from Disney for a long time, and one I'm excited to add to my regular roster of yearly viewings. I so hope we get more of these, as this could easily be Disney's next huge franchise. And at that, I'm throwing it over to you. I'd love to hear your very own ranking of Disney's 2021 movies, or at least your favourites. Fire away down in the comments below and let me know your thoughts. Hey everyone, if you haven't yet, smash that big old subscribe button up on your screen to keep up to date with all my content, and hit that like button down below. Also, don't forget to check me out on social media, and please consider supporting me over on Patreon for as little as $1 a month for exclusive videos, early access content, and to get your name up on the screen. Thanks again for watching.